best as hard as possible.
And Mappy's trio has been doing their best. In the semis, they've been getting an average of top 10 placement, so that best is really working for them in this finals. The momentum, they are riding that wave really strong here, and they've been riding that wave really strong here, and they've been seeing it here, considering they're in second place. They were, like I said, they stay away from the chaos of the low ground. They in about two grid places above that mid ground, and they avoid all the chaos and take height when the opportunity presents itself.
The scariest thing about Red Rush and Serious and Mappy as well, if they make it to top 10, they usually end up going all the way through towards the 5th, the 3rd, the 2nd places. So very dangerous to have them in the end game. These guys are survivors.
And they get 3 elims every time they play in the semifinals. So they rack up some very valuable elimination points, considering that there were 2. But now we're on here, Tayson, 4CR, and Nate. 3 eliminations looking really strong, coming all the way from Sweaty Sands, and look at the position they have. And the Alexa trio coming from Camp Cod. Not just yet at the tippy top. We have Queasy Trulex, no surprise, at close to high here. There's still a lot of work for all the teams down in Retail Road, down on the low ground here on the terrain. Look at this rotation. You know, once they get through this kind of line of defense of everyone rotating through, there's going to be someone sitting. Those green arrows on the mini-map right now are going to be greening them with bullets.
Yeah, man, for Red Rush right now, it's going to be trouble on rotates. Yeah, every time I feel like I see a team not building it up and just rotating in a line, especially out of a POI, there's always a jump scare. Stereo's left behind. This rotate, you do not want to stop in this spot. Those green arrows, you were talking about them, yes, that's Mr. Savage looking in. If you stop for even a moment, once again, they see the frame of your body, not protected by builds, they're hitting the shot. So, Red Rush wants to move over. This is no man's land between the mountain and Retail Road. You do not want to be caught in between. There's too many teams looking for surge tags. So, try to make it over to the mountain. Looks good for now. Lots of other teams are barely making it in. Look at the congestion on the word corner. And the corner are these teams in this spot right now. So many of them have to move in. And because of the mountain, look at the way the arrows are positioned on the mini-map on the bottom right. Because of the mountain, everyone's looking into that corner. There's no way they're going to be able to move even an inch further. They're stuck on zone line. Everyone is on all sides of the map.
Now the problem just gets deeper and deeper. Right now, Thomas, HC, and Austin Flick, they do get a big pool of rotation here, but so far, no one's in their way. Everybody that's on the level of Andretti's trio that we saw just a moment ago, they're the ones in trouble. Now Thomas HC, can he get that bow shot that he's known for? That accuracy from a long distance to slow down that team from height? No, he doesn't connect. But look at it. Look how free this looks like. And you can't imagine what's happening on that mini-map you see on the north side. Sun, Jules. Now, Zico and Jules Sun are going to do this as a duo right now. They're the one that are sitting right there, so that's going to be one less gun looking down on this rotation.
The freedom for Thomas HD's team makes the rest of the trios basically reek of desperation. Everyone's moved in so fast. Meanwhile, Thomas, who waited all the way back on zone line near the north, has this free basically section of control on the entire map. Interacting with that NPC will give you random loot drops, and they get minis to top off with as well. That's huge. Be careful though how low you go on this mountain. You're gonna have to wrap all the way back up here. This Gamma Guild squad, but there's 2 more or 3 more players still waiting. Down below it's N, Chapix, and Janice. They've survived somehow, and they're rebooted all the way up. They've looted an extra spot on the left side of the map, and they look good so far.
Now let's see who else is looking good. Alex is second from height, and they're going to have an opportunity to turn their fate around here. This is Game 6. If you're just tuning in, the last game of the day for the EU region. Tomorrow, we have other 6 more games to go to determine who is the FNCS champion. Will it be the defending champion of him, or will a new trio step up to the plate? Right now, Refs Guard and Jordan and Mr. Savage are in the #1 spot, but only by a victory royale, because Red Rush is right behind them with 140 points going into this match.
Look at some of the patterns in terms of positioning we see so far. Once again, Sun and Jules on high ground. 3 games in a row they haven't been able to keep it, but this time it's on top of a mountain. Who could possibly take it over from this spot? Endless doesn't have peppers. I see Queasy. I see Trulex again right below them. They might be the ones. I'm laughing because it happens every game. They need to have that one game of pop-off. Meanwhile, Stonerek here actually 2 down to a duel. 130 points to inside that top 5. 4th place affected. Lost a leg in this endgame race for this final game. It'll be trouble to see how they work around it. The last 2 first and second place teams from the FNCS are rotating from the same side that Tanas and Ham's team on the bottom right side of the map. They look absolutely free right now rotating in, but no one has zone. No one. So everyone has to move out, and it's in this treacherous mountainous terrain. It's going to be so tricky to move in. The bottom teams, they already go for it. Savage, Rescott, and Drilla, they look good for where they were, but they're trapped. This is disaster.
It is like a conga line, but instead of everyone dancing and having a good time moving the way forward, it's as if everyone's trying to fight for that front spot in the conga line. That's what we're talking about. The brawl is about to go down. In about 5 seconds, you're already seeing the rotations happen. Red Rush, our second place team, already out moving forward. Our first place team, not yet did safely. Look, all many people are ahead of them. They might just go ahead and decide, maybe we should just get some elims, considering that this rotation may be way too deadly for them to survive.
Savage, Adrenaline, and Rescott, your White have to play perfectly to hold on to this first place spot. Right now it's going to be trouble. Red Rush has tied up the game entirely, and they have one elim kind of separating them. It's a 2-point difference. Savage moving in, not a comfortable spot. He's using the low gun. He finally finds a way to roll in. That's on to second place. Yes, mapping down. They're looking to grasp first place by the throat and take them out. Savage looking for the finish. Finally finds it. Exterior's down as well towards the backside. This is looking so good for their chance to win out on day 2 as well.
Wow, what it would be a statement to be made to the EU region to come out on top, a newly formed trio here with 2 elims and great positioning.
They're playing patient down on mid-ground. I was talking about Sun and Jules all the way on height. It looks like Queasy, yes, did go up and overtake them while they were going for, you know, that baseball game of putting your hand over the other hand on the back over and over. It looks like Fastroki has high ground as well now somehow. Jerky actually gave it up to move fast ways in. 6 zone, the zone's already moving. It's going way up the highest mountain available on the island. You have to stay ahead of it. Even popping a mini like Tayson is right now could ruin your game.
This is what we're talking about, the fight for the top of the mountain. The king of the hill right here will be able to walk away with game 6 as all these trios are doing in 12 games to be the kings on top of the EU mountain. Savage, Rescott, and Jenna still late on the rotation, but no eyes looking their way. Look at their match. So much has been expended down to the soft match. As you're seeing Zayko take a knock on Flawless here.
Here we go.
Pizza and Fastroki here on the high. Tayson up there from second from height, but Stacey is there as well. Can Pizza, Fastroki, and Arden hold on? They are now at the top of the summit, and they're going to turn and burn, but so many trios are right behind them on their backstep here. Arden, Fastroki, Pizza are sitting on height. Jerky, Queasy, and Trulix here, not an opportunity to take, but Ambulance is just right there. He might be able to sneak up from the backside.
Everyone's finally footing on this mountain, but the incline's making everything look so slippery. Thomas HD, he gets wrecked, he falls to Wakey. It's looking like trouble. Savage finds another elim. He's surviving somewhere down below. Pizza has to build higher, higher, and higher. Refsguard is finding more while Hen thrives as well. Down on low, it's a fist fight, absolute brawl. Jerky's in the mess too. Pizza takes them out. He gets close and personal for the match. It's dangerous. Great now. It's time to move off that mountain. Look at this old Sancho. They're straight down to absolute low ground. Once again, have to jump off and slide down the way. Wakey takes so many shots. Arden falling like a Jenga tower down the bills. He has nothing to hold it through. And he falls all the fight, taking out Tayson and Fastroki. The only ones left after 5 different squads. Ambulance, X-Squeeze, and Stacey are the gatekeepers down below, but even they don't survive. Fastroki down below, Frick taken out on height. It might be Henry and Chapix with Janice, the ones who will almost take it out at the start of this game to win at the very end. Fastroki down to a threat of HP, taken out mid-air. And my goodness, what a story.
This nets the stage.
That puts him in second place.
Take a look though. Refstar and Dreda is savage.
Social media, drama will be in the game, baby.
So they did pretty good.
Absolutely. From Craggy Cliffs all the way down to Misty Meadows, north to south, wherever you look at it, the fights always start off spawn. It's the most important part of the game. So check out exactly who you're going to be tuning in with first. It is Janice and Chapix.
It is the EU FNCS, the premier Fortnite competition. Right here, right now, game 1. Let's go.
Looks like I do see different colored arrows on the minimap rolling, and it's all about where these guys choose to land. A big bunker chest here too. Awesome truck spots is available all the way up top towards the restaurant, but it looks like it's a direct contestation in the same house. And there's a door with vortex.
I'm I'm just seeing in the feed a lot of names lighting up here, but this engagement right now, this is the FNCS defending champions. Already a couple of tags on Janice here, but look at the feed just light up. So many fights are happening. We will do our best to keep you up to date that all the action is happening, all the trios who may be eliminated already in the first few minutes of the competition.
Hey, the analyst desk has to work overtime. I saw at least
The whole thing
different trios going down left and right. This one's at a little bit of a stalemate, but Knight's already low on HP. Hyper's going to be walking through as well. Traffic still has height. Looks like their squad, the reigning FNCS champions, are in the best spot possible. And he's looking for the final frag here.
You see that all
And that
starts.
beat just lit up with retail row. And here's the more. The beat's about to get added more to it. Already the first blow in this is going right now to Hen's trio's way as High Chris, the captain of the other trio, is already down and out. Now Ovation Knight's in trouble. It's a 3v1.
There were so many questions all throughout the day of what happens to Head. These guys are in trouble. Everything in Craggy is basically blown to smithereens, but there's no pressure. They don't look like they're sweating right now off that first game. These guys are still in champion form.
And that emote dance has a little bit more weight and swagger to it to send a message across the way. But let me go ahead and talk about the feed that we're seeing light up. We've already saw eliminations go down in retail row. We actually saw some eliminations at Holly Hedges between Fremont and Kenzel. We saw it, but they were going to be separated, and this is another hot spot. Lazy Lake, and Flawless was trying to send beams down to start, but Marvin there with the backup, and already Flawless' trio that's been very dominant throughout the entire FNCS season, and Lazy Lake, Marvin, Etsy, and Bad Sniper get the first important engagement here for Lazy Lake in the FNCS finals.
That is just huge. Historically, we know that Bad Sniper off the spot, especially in finals. He's usually going down in those early games, especially near the pond, or especially off this fight, but there always is inside Europe. So for these guys to be on top against Kaiser's trio, who are so powerful, with crazy first few games and tournaments, this is a complete switch up we're not used to seeing in the FNCS.
And this is also the beauty of Battle Royale. The important drop spots are so vital for everybody's kind of mental as well. I've always said when I'm competing in these kind of tournaments and when I talk to other pros, you just don't want to be the first. And we have so many trios be the first.
And hold up, it's not over just yet. Bad Sniper at the hot up having a good time.
No, you can
That's
do it
okay.
anytime
Or
to
they're
do.
going to raise the temperature. Pizza's right by as well. This will be a 3v1 essentially. SD's so far away behind. These guys just got rebooted, it looks like. They're trying to boot up again. They're essentially restarting their game, but they're interrupted by Pizza, Ardent, and Fast Roki. You know this trio, Sancho. They're fast. Absolutely furious and never stop as soon as they get one tag. Look now, Bad Sniper, 150 HP down to 20. Marvin will try to help from the central building inside this POI, but it's getting self-contained now. Pizza has isolated this to just mere rooms. He's getting shots taken back at him at the same time. It's looking at it's kind of balancing out, evening out in between both teams, but there's still a numbers advantage for our team.
And anytime there's a kind of a battle here in Lazy Lake, they just retreat back into the buildings here. Marvin getting tagged big time by Pizza, and Pizza with them big tags with that green tag. And now it is going to be a little standstill moment as both teams are recovering here. But you're already seeing Pizza's on the full force of attack, Etsy on the back foot trying to run away. And it could be a matter of moments between this 3v1 wrapped up and concluded. 86. Conversion into those points, and that is a trio wipe. What a great third party from Pizza's trio.
That was fast. I was talking about history switching up from Fast Sniper. It looks like it's kind of staying the same. Well, essentially always got trouble and Lazy. It's so unfortunate to see because that's a good trio.
To be fair, when you see the feed light up between Lazy Lake trios, you do your homework, you're understanding, yo, this trio's in a fight, we're seeing a couple of knocks, no doubt that trio may be in shambles. Pizza and Ardent and Fast Roki saw all that, decided to push in, and that's why they're coming on top. Look, let me tell you also as well, these are the number of trios that are already out. Kinzel's trio, Eyedropper, Wakey, gone. Night trio that we just saw, gone. Slender, Boyd, and Wolfies, gone. Potasized trio, gone. Kinzel, Grizzly's trio, gone. Flawless' trio, gone. All that is happening in the first minute, and that's just completely different from the EU region. They're very passive. They usually wait till game 2 for the fireworks to pop off.
Gotta put that in context. That's a stealthy stronghold fight that's going down. Recent Lumber were mentioning Rito Rowe as well in the pre-show. That fight definitely went through and was very active. Wolfie's unfortunately driving a short stick over there.
Here's
that Kaiser Hellfire, there's obviously a Lazy Lake. That went through too, but we have 12 games to catch up on all the fights. The main focus you just saw on screen are some of the top contenders coming in from uncontested spots and contested spots. Right now it looks like Janis and Chavez are going to have any troubles at Craggy from how that previous fight went down. And then past that, 4-0 Tayson. Swanee Sands, big questions to will they perform, Sancho? They were making a lot of mistakes inside those qualifier weeks. I would say, yeah, they popped off in the heats. Were things fixed though, or was it a fluke?
That's what we were going to see here. That's what I love about it, man. We can do all the kind of homework and analyze every situation, but it's the players that will answer those questions with gameplay. That's what I love about the hype. Now, we're going to look here at Tayson 4ZR. They have a big question themselves, and they already kind of hinted at it on the desk. Storm Surge will be a big question that they have to fix and answer.
Yeah, that's what I was basically talking about towards the heat side. It looked like they kind of fixed it, but at the same time, looking at the drop map right now, the quality of players, it's not going to be easy to bully teams mid-game. That's essentially what Tayson 4ZR and Nate try to do. They go for those fights where they pick off at least one person and have about 300 damage left for Surge to move with for the rest of the game. But right now, there's not really anyone to fight. You got to play for position a little bit. It's kind of a new skill inside their entire repertoire of things they can do mid-game. They're going to be basing off and going for tags, playing patient. That's going to be very smart, Sancho. This is the southern side zone. And you know, once we see this, we're talking about this team Meadows, talking about that great white mountain down below too. It's very tricky, very hard to get that freedom in this side of the map.
Now we're taking a look at this trio. It's very interesting, of course, headlined by that EU FNCS Squads winner champion Red Rush. Exercise and Mappy are making their first appearance here in the FNCS, so hey, they have some leadership here with Red Rush who has that championship pedigree, and now they do have some other neighbors right here from Metas Trio on the backside.
Yeah, they're on upwards momentum right now. Quals are looking kind of okay. The Heats is really where they started to pop off. That first team ended up coming out in first place. I think it's their issues for me. It's just been confidence and just finding an end game plan and making sure you're up to par with the best trios in the region. Exteriors, Red Rush, Mappy. They understand how to play the game, but once it starts to get to elevated lobbies, has this combination of players really going to stay up to the test of people like Savage and Jonah Refsmart that are on your stream and on screen right now. I mean, Sancho, these guys are top of the town. I saw Benji's prediction in terms of who he thinks is going to do well. You're talking about some crazy claims with Savage winning the whole thing. Talk to me about that.
Well, you know, Savage is known in the world as someone who can clutch it. He's been doing really well this season as a solo star, winning the Cash Cup as a solo as well. It's just something about it. You gotta have that X factor. Every trio that has an X factor makes him strong. Flip Thomas HD and Nas, Thomas HD is that X factor. He could open up rotations with this bow accuracy from range. At the same time, he clutched in Season 4, Chapter 2 numerous times. But we'll continue on the story as there's a fire ablaze down here in Whipping Woods.
And it's not just the flames I'm talking about, it's also the people involved. Reason to deal more O'Reilly here. Arizumi, Sapphic already down with Siberia. These are aggressive trios that like to fight. And having to do so because of the way the zone is going to work. Weeping Woods. Not going to be very easy to traverse. You got to make sure, you know, teeth don't look too big and everything looks fine, or else big wolves end up hunting you down. In this case, it'll be reasonable looking. Trying to get that first shot through. You can jump on the side. Reason O'Reilly trying to basically chip this entire fight down, but there's a lot of defense for the moment.
At the same time, we did see another trio going distance, and that was Fremont. And you know, Fremont has been super aggressive this season. Now let's focus in here on this engagement. It's just kind of popping out. This is Irez coming all the way from Coral. This is their Storm Surge plan for Red Deal to kind of push these trios down south here. This is the great plan here. You can't push up north. South will be the great option for right now. But so far, Irez now he's going to have to go solo here. He's very close to Siberia. Yes, there. Wow, the 1-2 punch from the Deals trio. As I mentioned in the opening, they have swift strikes. Their game plan about Storm Surge is to get right up in your face, box fight you, because we all know that they're world's premier fire trio.
We haven't seen them in such a long time. This is just long time. I'm so happy right now. I've been missing this, you know, a trio that's really good at just dropping down in the field and being the ones you can trust, doing whoever they see. Our last season, want to pull through now to here. They were unable to play, but were qualified to roll through these finals. And I mean, they're going to be so tough because no one's played against them either, Sancho. They're going to be a fresh face on the earth.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about more what is the struggles or what the deals trio were working out of Bony Birds. So there's been a switch. You know, Bony Birds hasn't been a very strong POI compared to Sweaty Sands, but now we have two Titans kind of exchanging Storm Surge tags here at Lazy Lake. Yeah, Thomas HD's trio and Mr. Savage and Refsguard just trying to make their way through. You know, if you're playing in a different type of competition, or maybe if you're in a pub and arena, you probably crank up and have this big build-up. But they understand that now's not the time. But now they're getting pressure from the outside here from Refsguard, so that's coming from the caddy corner area. Refsguard and Jordan Savage here are now going to be premier Storm Surge opportunities for these other trios looking around.
On a reality show, it's going to be all about me and my life.
Essentially, if this is your first time tuning in the finals, you're trying to understand what the game flow is kind of like. It's easy to see early game, you got to win your POI.